Welcome once again. I know it's been, I think, 1 or 2 weeks now, and I always try to bring some amazing, thoughtful, meaningful uh, content, and that's the purpose of this YouTube channel. Meaningful, purposeful stuff that school, college, university never taught you, but you got to know that. And if you've got a mentor, good. If you don't, this conversation will give you another direction. Because, like me, many people, I am sure, struggle with the illusion of perfection. Because nowadays on social media, everything looks picture perfect, and nobody will share the making of how whatever content was made, how it was made. So today I have a special guest who hosts a happiness club, which even I'm curious to learn more about. And just like you, I am also part of the audience today, as usual. Today we are going to talk about the big topic that the youth and people in their middle age and people, even retired people, sometimes struggle is with consistency versus perfection. So I welcome Karen Mays from the United States, who is going to share about herself and the Happiness Club, which will bring a smile on your face.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm so excited to be here with you. And I love the topic that we kind of came to us is when we were having a conversation offline a few weeks ago, and I think because I shared my own struggles with chasing perfection. And you know what it really was, Krishiv, was I think I misunderstood, in my opinion, what consistency really was. I thought consistency, I equated it with perfection, like never missing a day. And so when I heard, and I didn't invent any of this. I listen to conversations like the ones you and I are having right now, and I learn from them. And so I started listening, and I started to notice that it was more interesting, more productive, more inspiring to talk about excellence instead of perfection. And then when I shifted my thinking around that, I thought, okay, so am I really consistent? And it's just really interesting to look backwards. Sometimes it's interesting to look backwards and say, am I really inconsistent? Because I hear so many people say, I struggle to be consistent. I struggle. I can't keep showing up. I do something for a few days and then I fall off. And and I've said the same thing about myself. And then a friend of mine in my own community, she said, wait a minute, you're one of the most consistent people I know. What are you talking about? And then so she challenged me to sort of look at what I was actually saying about myself. And um and I had to reframe, or I had the opportunity to reframe what consistency really means and start focusing on the celebrating the things, the boxes, so to speak, that I do check off rather than what perfection made me do, which was focus on the ones that didn't get checked. Does that make sense?
Oh, totally. I love what you said over there about excellence rather than perfection. And you know what? We'll make another session about the difference between excellence and perfection, which has a lot to do with consistency. But I just want to say that when I spoke to you when we met, I think that from your story just came naturally to me, where I was like, you know what? The audience needs to know about consistency and perfection. And that's where I got, because this is something that I struggled with, because, I had like, if I tell you my story in really short, it's basically, I used to think that I'll wake up in the morning when everything will be perfect, everything will be sorted, when I'll be um, in that zone, that I can wake up early. I'll only meditate if there is no noise and all of that. Like really high standards.
Mm,
It doesn't work that way because a lot of things are beyond the control. But what is in my control is to show up.
absolutely.
I mean, the easiest thing to do is, and correct me, the easiest thing to do is if you're feeling not if you don't feel like working out, just do consistently. Only 10 squats. Okay, forget 10. I'll give you a 50% off. It's do 5 squats, 5 push-ups, and do 5 pull-ups. Just for an example, only do 5 and celebrate that you did those 5.
Exactly.
Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, do the same and then celebrate. I get you. You This is me telling the audience, I bet you'll be doing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 in the coming days, in the coming weeks, because you feel happiness, and happiness leads to more consistency, more consistent growth.
You know what?
What
You
are you?
know what's coming to me now is, so in my own coaching, when I work with people, we're working on healthy habits usually, which could a lot of times is physical movement, but not always. But I think what it really comes down to is raising the floor. I think of it as raising the floor on, James Clear. Have you read Atomic Habits? It's one of my favorite books.
I am subscribed to his newsletter, and it's amazing. I
It
must say the content.
Yeah, highly recommend it. And Atomic Habits is a great read. And one of my favorite quotes from that book is, "We don't rise to the level of our goals, we sink to the level of our systems." And so what I think of that, what that says to me is I want to raise the floor on my systems. So that doesn't mean being perfect. No system is perfect, but it means what is in my world, in my coaching world, we talk about um, what is the what are you willing to commit to? And you got to be really honest on your worst, least motivated day. What are you going to commit to? Is it one push-up? Is it going for a 5-minute walk? Is it walking to the mailbox and back? Is it you know, 3 glasses of water? Is it what is it? What is the minimum thing that you are going to commit to? And on the days when you have more bandwidth, you have more motivation, you have more energy, whatever it is, you can do more, right? But what is it's raising that floor, establishing that floor of this is what I do even when I don't feel like it, when everything seems to be out of my control. This is what I'm still going to do.
Yeah, like what's the minimum? In the startup world, we say the minimum viable product.
Yes,
I would
yes.
say the minimum viable execution. Okay,
Mhm.
MVE. Another thing regarding the atomic habits is you your growth gets compounded. If you get 1% better every day, you're 37, 38 times better after 365 days. And if you don't do it, you will fall by 97%, something like that. You might know the exact number, but the point is that action in the right direction leads to exponential growth. No action or unproductive action leads to a crash.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're not, there is no, we think about maintaining, but really maintaining is an illusion. You're either growing or you're failing. I don't know. I don't like the
Absolutely.
word failing, but you're going backwards. So
And that's why the day should start with the easiest and the most laziest thing, meditation. Because the minute you sit for meditation 5, 10, 15 minutes, automatically you will feel like, oh my God, I need to get up and do something. It's just the easiest thing to do first thing in the morning and then exercise and do whatever reading, studying, anything.
Well, I love that you bring that up because I'll be honest with you, that is the habit I am currently working on. I have been trying to create the habit of meditation for, I mean, I haven't been trying that hard, I'll be honest. I haven't prioritized it, but it's not been on my mind for years. And I've done it on and off and but not consistently. And I have to give myself grace for that. And but I now see sometimes we need to really focus on what's in it for me. We call it the WIIFM, what's in it for me. And and um when you can really connect to what's in it for me, and now I see what's in it for me with meditation very clearly. I've heard all these things, and um but one of the big things that I learned not that long ago that really increased my own motivation was that compound effect that you're talking about. It's like, yes, you get the immediate reward of feeling more centered and less, less mental noise or whatever it is. But then studies show that if you are consistent with it over time, there are benefits that compound and that you just can't get if you're not consistent with it. So um, that is something I'm working on, but I know, through working on habits myself for a long time, it's really the commitment to keep working at it, even when you feel like you're not being consistent and to you miss a day, okay, get back to it. There's no, in my world, I don't, there's no making up for anything. Like I don't do two because I missed one. No, I just get back to it, to the rhythm. And um and then I also find it, one thing I'll share with you is with anything, because I'm very focused on lifestyle, and I'm a continual learner on what lifestyle really means and how to really feel like you are living, a lifestyle that works for you, that's healthy and focused on well-being. And that is to have, we all are going to get out of rhythm sometimes, right? Vacations happen, illness happens, all kinds of things happen, right? And so when it's time to get back to normal, in quotes, having a little habit routine, I think of it like an on-ramp back into your routine, I think is really helpful. Like, this is what I start with. Okay. For me, a lot of times it's hydration. I make sure I get my water back where it's supposed to be, so that I have, okay, this is how I get back. It's like breadcrumbs I leave for myself back to the rhythm that I want to be in.
Absolutely. That was really insightful because there are days when sudden work related travel, the car breaks down, maybe, oh, I'm not feeling well. That can break the continuity, but what motivates is when you go back to it once everything is back to normal, once you're back from your holiday, once you are uh, back to your healthy self.
Hmm.
And I actually found what you shared very practical because a lot of you know coaches say no, just do it every day. It's not possible. It's not practical because sudden events take place and the priorities can shift at that time.
Hmm.
So I really like your practical approach. And for a closing thought, do you have any final thoughts for the youth,
Mm,
specifically for the youth?
sure. I love that you just used the word continuity. I think I would focus on continuity. I think continuity and consistency go really beautifully together. And just because a streak is broken doesn't mean you can't have consistency or continuity. And so I think it's important to zoom out. And when you're young, it's hard to zoom out because you don't have that life experience to kind of learn from, I think. And so, what I think about a lot, I was just talking to my husband about this, about our own kids, is like the best thing that we can do, and then what I would urge every young person to do is just get to know yourself. Notice what lights you up. Notice what fascinates you. And even if it's, not something academic, maybe it's not something that all the teachers or whoever, say that you're not rewarded for that in school, maybe. Um, Still pay attention to that. I'm not saying to ignore the school and your teachers and everything, but allow yourself to explore things that are fascinating.
Uh, yes, and keep exploring what works for you, tailor-made. Go and take the tailor-made approach.
Mhm.
This was the closing thought, but do take consistent action, small steps, and then take it forward from there. You are your own master. So thank you very much, uh, Karen. Amazing, amazing. It's something that even I got to learn. I'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.